The Uganda government adopted the National Policy for Older Persons in 2008 to provide a framework to guide policy and programming of interventions to improve the quality of life of older persons. The policy was formulated within the framework of old age-specific international instruments for promotion of human rights. These include the Madrid Plan of Action on Aging 2002, the African Union Charter on the Rights of Older Persons and the Sustainable Development Goals, among others. The National Council for Older Persons, a semi-autonomous body, was established by the National Council of Older Persons Act 2013 for effective advocacy, coordination, monitoring and evaluation of service delivery and representation of older persons. Older persons now have representation at both local government and parliamentary levels.
The process of getting representatives and also the National Council for Older Persons culminated into elections. And these elections were held around 2016. And after the elections, we got a lot of requests by older people, given that they knew Uganda reached the Age Association, Help Age International were capacity building organizations and also had capacity building programs. So we got written requests, verbal requests from leaders. They wanted us to support them, to train them on lobbying and advocacy, and to become for effective representation in the councils. We worked with the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and wrote a proposal to National Endowment for Democracy, Happy Enough. They funded the proposal.
We have had phase 1 up to phase 6, meaning that we have had like 6 years of implementation because each phase is 1 year. In phase 6 particularly, we were trying to, we targeted older persons leaders plus leaders of other vulnerable groups, other special interest groups. These are leaders for women, leaders for youth, leaders for persons with disabilities. And mostly we targeted the councillors because that's where decision making at the district is. And also we targeted the chairpersons of older persons at the district level.
Initially you defined is like 2 people at a district level who are advocating. But now with the introduction of the women, the youth, you have a force of up to about 10 people who will be engaged in advocacy. And that is a bit strong and it can be listened to.
Our interventions were for this phase 6 in 6 districts, in the districts of Nakapiripirit and Napak in the Karamoja region, and in Mbale and Bokwo in the eastern region of Bugisu. Then we targeted the Buvuma Island and also Bukbikwe. Then the western we targeted Mtungamo and Shema. We targeted these districts because some of them are hard to reach, like Karamoja and Boko and also Buvuma Island. They don't have information on government programs. They don't have information, the older persons don't access, and the leaders of vulnerable groups. So we targeted them because they have limited access to information and also limited opportunities. So the hard to reach areas, what you can say, or difficult areas where people to operate. So that's why we targeted those leaders. And we have been working with them for 1 year because it was from February to February 2022 to January 2023. So at the end of January, we came to the close of this project, and I think we have achieved a lot.
The project sought to strengthen the voice of older persons leaders in their communities, thereby improving the accountability of local and national leaders and the delivery of basic services for older persons.
We are not interacting well with other councillors because we didn't know what we are supposed to do. But after the capacity building, they enabled me to do a lot. For example, in Buyukwe now, we passed an ordinance. The older persons are not lining in the hospital or in the clinics. The older persons and the women who are pregnant and the disabled are not supposed to line in the hospital. They pass without lining. And I learned about the budgeting. I learned about many things, even how to approach the people.
As a leader, this has helped me to support that group of older persons. At first, I could not know how to present issues pertaining this group of people, but now it has helped me to lobby for problems supporting older persons, especially as a member of the council. I was selected to be in a finance committee whereby I complained a lot on pensioners, especially people who have not received gratuity. As in the district of Napak, people have not got gratuity. People of 2012, 2013, 2014 have never received gratuity, although I complained much and have made them enter the pension payroll.
We've been able to interact with the people who have had experience, like Help Age. They have had wide experience, and that has made us know some of the things we didn't know. Because when you are elected in the council, they expect you have known things, but you may not know. One, because you have not been inducted. Two, you have no resources to do what you want, and therefore it's impossible to accomplish your work. But this particular training has helped me because they have brought the CDOs and together with the experienced people in Help Age and even international information to learn on how to include, how to have older people included in the planning, in the implementation, in the identification of their problems.
I discovered that the government has realized that older persons are necessary. And me, I believe that the older persons are a source of wisdom. So as we had been ignored, most of the younger men were missing because they were not being advised. But from this session, from that conference I had, we are doing a good job. We are now sensitizing people. The government is involving us. The district headquarters meetings are involving us in decision making because we have ideas as elders.
As a URAA initiative, it has helped us in budget and accountability basis, and also it has initiated our older people to know the stage we are, and also to understand the government policies, as the government has enabled us into the system of the budgetary system. And also we have acquired a lot from URAA and Help Age.
I first heard of that association last year. It was around May when they were inviting some participants from Montungamo to participate in a certain meeting in Shema district. So we had to send there our representatives, women representatives, people with disabilities, counselors, cancer, yes, one of them, then older persons counselors at the district level, and the youth. They went 5 people, attended the two days workshop, I think.
The various phases of the project have greatly contributed to a positive change of attitude on how these stakeholders groups view older persons.
Ningenda kubasima umuringo gw'omutano ahabo kuba bakahindura mindsets zitu. Hine mwe bitwabe sitakumanya nkabebembezi. Nangwa hine mwe bitwabe tutakumanya ni tunkaba special interest groups omu councils zitu.
I was happy to meet them. I was told to come back to our municipalities in our district to teach women councils, even the youth. And we did.
They taught us how as youth, how best can you get something out of you? How can you coordinate with the older people and find out the potentials they have? You correct their weaknesses as they also correct you. And in that, they told us to go further and teach these people. They did not meet at the sub-counties, villages, parishes, like that. And we tried, we reached people, we educated them, how best they can develop. Because as youth, we would just look at what comes out of the council and what comes out of the government. Without knowing us as ourselves, we can develop something. And after educating us, as we educated them, more of them, it was too fortunate that most of them picked up the ideas, and we are not doing bad as so far.
Even I thought that even if it's the youth who voted me, it's my role to see that even the elders get service, because we are all in the special interest group.
Before this time, you'd find everyone it's survival for the fittest, and many times the youth would always take the day. But now if a youth can be able to go and advocate for issues of older persons, and the older person can also be able to advocate for issues of the youth, that is a strong thing, because now it's no longer just advocacy for survival for the fittest, but it's advocacy for all special interest groups.
The project continues to be commended by government officials through the Line Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and the various district local governments.
I wish to take this opportunity to thank Uganda Liquid Aid Association and Help Age International for supporting us as Ministry of Gender.
There is a better working relationship between the technical staff and the councillor and the councils of older persons.
So as a person, the technical officer in charge, it in a way helped me that the people like supporting are also able to do it the right way, not as disagreeing all the time.
So the meeting we had, they engaged us in capacity building for the social interest group leaders. After the meeting, they created awareness whereby the responsible leaders were supposed to go deep in the villages, in the communities, and sensitize people about their roles. As a district, we've gained much in Uganda Reach the Aged, because communities are now aware of the roles and responsibilities of the social interest group leaders.
So we want their service or services for the older persons, especially those who are in power, those who are leaders, then so that they can go back and sensitize their people.
Leaders continue to make recommendations to increase efficiency in the implementation of next phases.
We don't have transport, we don't have, the district is large, some of the places are hard to reach. So we need to be helped so that we can reach and deliver the information. These people are hungry, they want information.
So in the next implementation cycle, they should involve leaders in lower local governments at the sub-county level, because they also need information that is received by those at the district level.
Yes, our recommendations is if the organization and the government can help us to facilitate even the red dogs and meetings in the sub-counties, then our people will benefit from the old age as was tabled in the government.
I recommend the government at least to see that organizations like URAA are given more funds to see that they go and reach out to these older persons on the ground.
This work requires a lot of stakeholder engagement. We are calling upon the National Council for Older Persons to join the effort, of course with the funding from government. We are calling other stakeholders who have the resources. And let's look at older people also as caretakers of children. Whoever supports children, you support older people.
The work we are doing, we do it with the National Council for Older Persons, yes. But we know that it has limited funds from the government. So we need more allocation of funds from the central government so that the older persons can be empowered, and also leaders of vulnerable groups, and they work together so that these vulnerable groups can lead a decent and dignified life. So we need more. There is need for more funding. There is need for prioritizing them because they are also human beings. They are also citizens of Uganda.
National Endowment for Democracy, we are so grateful that they have stood with us and we have worked very well with them. And without their support, probably would not be as far as this. HelpAge and Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, they have also been very wonderful partners, and we are still working together with them. We still have work to do. Let's continue doing it together. Let's support each other. God and my country, God bless you.